Shalom, all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect Akim that are teaching his word. Shalom Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kwadash. Now, as you can see here, this is a clip that I recorded from the series The Sopranos, and pretty much in this episode, it's basically going into Christopher Columbus. Basically, there's like a big debate whether Christopher Columbus was like a murderer or, and pretty much the Italians, because the Sopranos are like a so-called Italian family or whatever, and among them, they're complaining that the Native Americans are in one of the parts of New Jersey, and they're writing over the Christopher Columbus statue, basically, so pretty much what happens is in this episode, just to cut the long story short, in the episode, Tony Soprano organizes a meeting with basically, the chief of one of the native tribes, basically, and come to find out the chief is like a white dude, but he explained something. So I wanted to play this here because what does the scripture say about Esau? He's covetous. I'm going to read it. And they basically take our heritage. They've claimed that they're the Jews. Now now in society they claim the Native Americans, but they're really Edomites. They're saying they're Cherokee. They're a quarter this. I'm a quarter West Indian. I'm a quarter this. But really they're Edomites. They've taken our heritage, man. So I'm gonna play this clip here because they're calling this chief to quail the rioting basically that the natives are doing due to Christopher Columbus being celebrated. So I'm gonna play this here. Yeah, so he said, when he said, are you seeing what the natives are doing down in Newark? He said, yeah, it's just a small minority that are ruining it for the rest of us. I've got a big, basically now he's going to go into business. Because you see, where it comes to the money, them Edomites, they basically have infiltrated Gad for the money because they can claim land and casinos and things like that. So a lot of them that are really up there are really, devils, that are taking money, basically claiming to be natives, but the real natives are like pushed to the side, basically. Now I'm not saying you ain't got natives that haven't sold out and haven't got some money and stuff like that, but predominantly it's these Edomites that are running the show and claiming that they're native. This guy's supposedly a chief, but he's sitting on a table discussing business in a suit and tie.
It's East Boston, good people. Our part of the world, we're closer than Atlantic City. This is a brand new facility, state of the art. Yeah, well, it's fucking protests. They're burning Columbus in effigy down there. They're gonna lay down in front of the parade. That's not gonna happen.
Because see, like in this episode, these stupid Italians are basically complaining, which these are Jakes anyway, but they're complaining that the natives want to burn down the Christopher Columbus statue because these dummy Italian American dudes think that Columbus is an Italian. They're claiming him, but really Columbus was a so-called Jew, a small hat from Spain. But what happens is a lot of these Edomite nations claim Columbus. Like sometimes the British people claim him, sometimes the Italians claim him. Like the English Edomite will claim him. The Italian Edomite will claim him. They all try to claim Columbus basically, but Columbus was a Spanish Amalekite, man. He was a so-called Jew, man. All right. You get these bugged out so-called Italians that are really descendants of the Moors claiming him.
They're in their ivory towers. They don't understand the economic opportunity that funds much of the Native American community. You should see the Olympic-sized swimming pool this man put in the Deer Park Reservation Rec Center. Well, we all got kids. We don't want to see our heritage attacked, that's all. Salute. No offense, Chief, but you don't look much like an Indian. Frankly, I passed most of my life as white. Until I had a racial awakening and discovered my Mohawk blood. My grandmother on my father's side, her mother was a quarter Mohawk. And all this happened when the casino bill got passed, right?
You see, so even Tony Soprano said to him, see that Edomite said, that Silvio said to him, you don't, no disrespect, but you don't pass for an Indian. And he said, I had a racial awakening. And 3 generations down the line on my mother's side, we have Mohawk blood. And Tony Soprano said to him, "Oh, it's no coincidence that you found that racial awakening when the casinos came into play."
Better late than never.
And then he's
You love Columbus.
they're letting you know basically Esau's infiltrated that. You see, Esau, and really that's all about. See, that's why even in law they've passed that the natives. I can't remember what they call it, the Dole's Roll, I believe. In law, they passed that the actual natives, they write them down like the dark natives. They'll write down as black. So they're in American society. So people think that they're like, for example, you got black people, that so-called black people, which we know are dark shade of brown, that think they're like African American, but they're really Native American. But they can't claim any land or anything because why? Because they're told in throughout the history they've been written down generation after generation as African American. And then the actual crackers, that are supposedly having racial awakenings, are claiming that they have 10% Cherokee down their lines, which they're really Edomites, and according to American Edomite law, they're allowed to buy land and stuff like that. That's why he just cut him there. He said, "No disrespect, chief, but you don't look like an Indian to me." And he said, "Well, frankly, most of my life I've passed for white until I had a racial awakening." Then Tony said to him, "Yeah, you had that racial awakening when you discovered those casinos, right?" And that's what a lot of these Edomites have done, man. Now they're claiming they're Native Americans till this day. They already claim that they're so-called, they're Judah, they're the tribe of Judah. Now they're the tribe of Gad. You see, if the Lord allowed Esau to continue, man, he will totally just whitewash everything. There'll be no one else in history will be anyone. He'll be the Persians, he'll be everyone. No one else will be anything. That's what these Edomites have done, man. What does the scripture say about them? They oppress a man and his heritage. So let me read this here. This is Genesis 49 and 19. It says, "Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last." And who's Gad? Gad is the so-called Native Americans of North, South, and really the Americas, the North America. That was all Gadite land. Gad ruled that, and Canada. But guess what? The so-called white man, who's the troop that overcame them? The Edomites, Columbus, the so-called white man and his power structure, man. They came back into power and they conquered our people and enslaved us. And now they're claiming to be us. So Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. And you see in Canada now, there's things going on among the natives where they're burning down Catholic churches. In the Native American community, that's like a thing going on. They don't really report it much, but you can find information on it, that they're burning down churches in Canada because they're finding out, that because when our people were conquered, they made our people Catholics. They started making us worship the white jay, and they're really destroying our people, like doing all kind of wickedness to the Gadites in North America. But now what's happening is prophecies coming to pass because the Gadites now starting to burn those churches down in Canada. You see? So Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Why? Because our people are beginning, it's happening now because we're at the end of the world. The Lord is beginning, like the prophecy says, to put an awakening among our people. You see? The real Gadites, the real natives are starting to burn down the churches, and they're starting to, basically, Lord willing, they're going to start getting their revenge on these Edomites that have stolen their land and claim to be them and have basically reaped the benefits of, their racial identity. That's what's really happened. Just like the so-called Jew claims to be Judah, which they're claiming the so-called African-American Negro, they're claiming the Negro's heritage and have reaped the benefits of that in this world. See? That's what's happened. So this is what these so-called white people do, man. These Edomites, they're oppressors of our heritage. So let me read this here. Micah 2 and 2. It says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." And that's what these Edomites do. They covet fields. What field do they cover? Lands. All right? They covet lands, man. They coveted North America. They see at one point South America to Canada. So the whole of South and North America was all Indians at one point. Which even South America, there's still a lot of our people are still there, the tribes. But who rules over there in South America? The so-called white man, beginning with the so-called Jews. Most of the governments in South America, in fact, all of them, their lineages go back to Amalekites, Khazarians. The same thing in America. See, at one point in America, every state in America was Native Americans. And who stole their land? The so-called white man, the Edomites, the devil, basically. And now they're claiming to be us. So they covet fields, man. That's the heritage of these Edomites. They covet fields, man, and take them by violence. They're violent people. Don't get it twisted. Just because these Edomites now wear suits and ties and so-called speak English and all that bullshit and they're so-called prim and proper, they're devils, man. They're violent people naturally. They're violent murderers. That's in their spirit. They're from their children to their women. That's them in this. That's them who they are. They're Edomites. So they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And that's what they do. Now, how do they oppress your heritage? They steal who you are and claim to be you and tell you you're nothing. You're an African American. You're African. You're an Indian. They lie on you, but they claiming to be you. This is what these devils do, man. That's why the Lord Yahweh Shai is coming to take them out of this authority seat. And the whole world is now starting to see these people for who they are. It's blatant to see who these people really are. They're the devil, man. They're the wicked. And everyone, the planet is waking up to that. Even other Edomites are realizing, look, we are the wicked. They know it. They know it. They're realizing their governments are evil. Their system is evil. People are starting to see this place for really what it is, man. All right? A big, corrupt institution controlled by these small hats, man. Okay? This is Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50 and 33. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Yeah, who's the children of Israel and the children of Judah? That's both kingdoms, man. The southern and northern kingdom, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all in one place was oppressed. Where were we oppressed? North America, man. All right, primarily. Really all over the world, but primarily North America, which is scripturally known as Babylon the Great or modern Egypt, which is getting ready to get its judgment. So it says, the children of Israel and the children of Israel, children of Judah were oppressed together. All that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. They've refused to let our people go, man. They've held our people captives till this day. They refuse to let us go. Who? These so-called white people, these Edomites. They've refused to let us go, man. They refuse to, they're never going to tell you who you really are. That's the job of the prophets. And then the scripture says, in the land where we were put to shame, there will it be known we are the children of the power. That's happening now. But look, they refuse to let us go. They haven't let us go. We're still in their hands, man. Now they claim to be us, they're still oppressing our people, man, till this day, by their laws, just their jobs, their system oppresses our people. You see, they refuse to let us go. All that held them fast, they refuse to let them go. All right. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause. And that proves that it says Israel and Judah was oppressed together. That proves the Latinos and the Indians and Negroes are the same people, man. I think there's a statue in America with, I think it's Andrew Jackson, and on both sides of him, he's got the Negro kneeling and a Native American Gadite kneeling, and he's on the horse. That's the scripture. It says that servants are on horses and the real princes are walking as servants on the earth, man. There's a statue like that in America, proving that the Negroes and the Indians, they're the same people, man. Went through the same thing, went on cargo slave ships, were sold from America to Spain. And vice versa, man. All right. So it says their redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Why? Because Yahweh Shai is gonna judge these devils, man. See, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is gonna bring judgment on these Edomites, man, for all that they've done to us, man. And we're living in that time, by the way. See, that's why the so-called white man's kingdom is crumbling. You see, this system that we're living in, and we, us brothers that are alive today, we're witnessing it, man. The Lord's letting us witness the end of these Edomites. We're watching it. We're watching it in real time. This is Job 27 and 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with the power. Who's the wicked man? The so-called white man, the Edomites, that steal your land violently, then claim to be you 300 years down the line. Make money claiming to be you while they're oppressing you. This is the portion of a wicked man with the power and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. Who's the heritage? A heritage means a whole lineage, generation after generation, man, of oppressors. That's these Edomites. When their babies are born, they grow up to oppress us. When they have babies, they grow up to oppress us. So their whole lineage is getting ready to get taken out of that seat of authority, man. This is the time we're in. All right? The nuclear missiles are going to do that, by the way. So it says, and the heritage of oppressors which they shall receive of the Almighty. Yeah, the Lord's getting ready to judge the Edomite, the Esau, man, the Edomites. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Yeah, so they're going to be, see, as in this world, they've been born ruling. For generation after generation, these so-called white people, these Edomites, they're born on top over everyone else, in particular Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. In the next world, they're going to be born in slavery, just like our people in this kingdom. Every time our people are born, they're born in slavery. They're born being under the other nations, in particular Esau. In the next world, when our people are born, when we get the power seat back and our children are born, our seed is going to be born into glory on top. These so-called white people, they're going to be born in slavery. They're going to be born at the bottom. So if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and we're going to oppress them. What does the sword mean? We're going to do exactly what they did to us, but worse. It is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death. This is the judgment of these Edomites for all that they've done. All right? And his widows shall not weep. Yeah, meaning their women, you know, they're going to be ours, basically. These so-called white women that you see, they belong to us anyway. But when we get that power, they're not going to care about their men. They're going to see their men being destroyed. And we're going to be basically having their women, we're doing what we want with them, pretty much. This is the future. All right? This is the future, man. So, you know, with that, I'm going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the hopeful elect brothers teaching his word. Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Shalom, shalom.